Good day, everyone. I'm Stephen Renz A. Cartas from BSMB 1A. Today, I'll discuss about bond line drawings. Okay, so introduction, no? Introduction. This presentation will explore the importance of bond line drawings in organic chemistry, how to read and interpret them, and essential techniques for drawing these structures effectively. Importance of bundline drawings. Bundline drawings are enhanced understanding of molecular structures. Mastery of bundline drawings is essential for success. Bundline drawings, sir, are crucial in organic chemistry because they offer a simplified and effective way to represent molecular structures. The importance of bond-line drawings lies in their ability to convey complex organic molecules in a clear and concise manner. How to read bond-line drawings? Bond-line drawing shows the carbon skeleton. Functional groups are indicated in bond-line drawings. Hydrogen atoms are usually implied in bond-line drawings. Bond-line drawings, also known as skeletal structure, are widely used in organic chemistry to represent molecule efficiency. For learning to read them correctly is essential for understanding molecular structure. Examples are is C6H14 is C is carbon and H is hydrogen. Um, how to read carbon atom. But first, why we always use carbons instead of other elements in the periodic table? It's because carbon is a foundation of organic chemistry because it forms four covalent bonds with other atoms, and that four is and that four other carbons atoms is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. It can also form single bond, double bond, and triple band. Um, Understanding bonds. Single, double, and triple bonds have different representations. Bonds representations aid in predicting molecular behavior. Recognizing bonds types enhance comprehension. In this, sir, this first H equals H over H single I. This first, sir, is this first HH is only single bond because it only share one pair valence electrons and long bond length and weakest to the three of them and lowest reactivity. And this double bond is share two valence electrons, two pair valence electrons, medium bond length and intermediate strength, medium reactivity. And these three bonds is share three pair valence electrons, short bond length, and this is the strongest of the three and highest reactivity. Uh, Counting hydrogen atoms. There is, since hydrogen atom attached to carbon are not shown in bond drawings, you need to determine them based on carbon valency. Example, Panisar, these bond line drawings here. This is carbons, one, two, three, four, five, six carbons, and this is are the hydrogen. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's how you count hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen atoms must be shown when connected to non-carbon atoms. Hydrogen atoms connected to carbon are often implied. Practicing identifying hydrogen atoms in drawings. These are practice exercise. Engaging in practice exercise enhance learning. Counting carbon atom requires attention to detail. Practice leads to improved efficiency. This is the example, sir. Skeletal structure. This each endpoint of this is a carbon. This is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, and carbon 6. And this is how you read carbon atoms, and each of here is three hydrogens because it only connected in one carbon. So here is only two because it connected to two two carbon. Um so here is two, two, and three. Another example is the C7H16. So 7 carbons and 16 hydrogen. So this is how you draw bond line drawings. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each of them has carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here hydrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is C7 and H16. Um, um, bond structures focus on carbon skeleton when drawing. Include all non-carbon and non-hydrogen atoms. Use zigzag to format on carbon chains. Use zigzags in bond drawings because if we use only straight lines, we cannot determine the how many carbons in there because if we draw only like this, we can't determine where is the carbon in there. So we use zigzag to determine the carbon chains. Um, Common mistakes in bond drawings. Never draw carbon atoms with more than 4 bonds. It, it's big no because it has a 3 orbitals. It must create 1 sigma and at most 2 pi bonds with another carbon. Maintain consistency in representation because it helps people recognize patterns, make informed decision, and avoid confusion. Regular practice helps avoid common mistakes. It helps to solidify the understanding of how to represent molecules accurately, minimizing common errors like incorrect placement of atoms or missing functional groups. Identifying formal charges. Formal charges indicate electron discrepancies. Include formal charges for accurate representation. Understanding formal charges aids in predicting reactivity. The formal charges of an atom in molecule helps determine if the atom has a charge and if the structure is stable. Um, Formal charges is valence electron minus non-bonding electron plus bonding electrons over 2. Valence electron, number of electrons in the free neutral atom. Non-bonding electrons are lone pair electrons. Bonding electron shared electron in bonds. Each bond contain 2 electrons. Step-by-step method to find the formal charges is first step is you count the valence electron in neutral atom. Neutral. And step 2, count non-bonding electrons, lone pairs. And step 3, count bonding electrons and divide by 2. 4, apply the formula to calculate formal charges. Finding lone pairs. Lone pairs are often omitted in drawings. Identifying lone pairs is crucial for understanding behavior. Practice enhance skill in recognizing lone pairs. Um, Lone pairs are non-bonding electron pairs that belong to an atom and are not involved in bonding. Identifying lone pairs is crucial for determining molecular shape, reactivity, and formal charge. Step by step to find lone pairs. Determine the valence electron of the atom from the periodic table. Count bonding electrons. Electrons involved in bonds. Subtract bonding electrons from valence electrons to find non-bonding electrons. Step 4 is divide the remaining electrons by 2 to get the number of lone pairs. Um, Next is um, summary of key points. Bond-line drawings are efficient representations. Mastery of bond-line drawings is essential for success. Effective communication is enhanced by bond-line drawings. So, from what I said, bond-line drawings are also known as skeletal structures are a simplified way of representing organic molecules in chemistry instead of drawing atoms explicitly. Chemists use lines to represent bonds and assume carbon and hydrogen atoms were needed. Why we use bond drawings? One is to simplify complex molecules. Large organic compounds become easier to read and to reduce clutter. Hydrogens attached to carbon are not shown but assumed. Of course. 3 clearly shows functional groups. Important groups like OH hydroxyl and CO carbonyl are drawn explicitly. How to read bond drawings. Carbon atoms are at the end and corner of lines. Hydrogen atoms attached to carbon are not drawn but assumed. Double bond and triple bonds are explicitly shown. Bond line drawings make organic molecules easier to draw, interpret, and analyze. They are widely used in organic chemistry to simplify structures while keeping important chemical information clear. Um, Interactive exercise reinforce learning. Participation enhance comprehension. Practice leads to improve proficiently. I have an example here. Wait, like this. This is how you draw bandine drawings. You need to practice how to draw because it is important to organic chemistry, bandline drawings. And this is how you read to and determine where how many carbons in there and how many hydrogens. This is how to you read and this is how to draw. This is the same, but this is draw. Draw the skeletal structures. Additional resources. Utilize textbook, comprehensive learning. Online tutorials offer interactive learning opportunities. Practice exercise enhance retention and understanding. Additional resources. Utilize textbook from comprehensive learning. Online tutorials offer interactive learning opportunities. Practice exercise enhance retention and understanding. Final thoughts of Final thoughts about bond-line drawings. Mastery of bond-line drawings is crucial for success. Continuous practice foster improvement. Engagement with the material boosts confidence. My final thoughts about bond-line drawings are bond-line drawings again is also known as skeletal structures are essential in organic chemistry for representing molecular structure in a simplified yet effective manner. They provide a clear and concise way to illustrate complex organic molecules without unnecessary details, making them easier to interpret and analyze. One of the key benefits of bond-line drawings is their ability to simplify organic structures. Instead of drawing out every carbon and hydrogen atom, chemists use a system where carbon atoms are implied at every vertex, corner, and line endpoint. Hydrogen atoms attached to carbon are also omitted as they assume to be represented by to satisfy carbon valency of 4. This simplification allows chemists to focus of the essential features of a molecule such as its functional groups, bond connectivity, and overall shape. Another advantage of bond-line structures is their ability to clearly represent a shit. Another advan- Another advantage of bond-line structure is their ability to clearly represent different types of bonds. Single bonds, double bonds, and triple bonds are explicitly drawn, proving an immediate understanding of the molecule's bonding characteristics. This is particularly important in studying chemical reactivity, as different bond types affect how molecules interact with one another. For example, double and triple bonds indicate areas of high electron density, making those sites more reactive in certain chemical reaction. Bond line drawings also play a crucial role in understanding molecular geometry. The way these structures are drawn often reflects the three-dimensional shape of molecule, which is critical for predicting their physical and chemical properties. Functional groups such as alcohols, ketones, and amines are explicitly shown, ensuring that important chemicals properties are not overlooked. Furthermore, using bond-line drawings enhance communication among chemists. Since organic chemistry involves complex structures, a standard method of representation allows scientists to easily convey information about molecular structures without confusion. This is particularly useful in fields such as pharma- pharmaceuticals, materials science, and biochemistry, where the precise structure of molecules determine their function. However, while bond line drawings are incredibly useful, they, they require a good understanding of chemical principle. To interpret correctly, beginners in organic chemistry may struggle with identify hidden bond line, hidden carbon and hydrogen atoms, especially is branch of cyclic structure. Additionally, bond line drawings do not explicitly show lone pairs or three-dimensional arrangements, which are sometimes necessary for understanding reaction mechanisms for stereochemistry. Despite these limitations, bond line drawings remains a fundamental aspects of organic chemistry. They provide a balance between simplicity and detail, allowing chemists to represent and analyze molecule efficiency. Mastering bond line notation is essential for anyone studying organic chemistry as it forms the basis understanding molecular interaction, synthesis, and chemical reactivity. In conclusion, bond-line drawings are an indispensable tool in chemistry. Sorry, complex. Sorry. They simplify complex molecules, improve clarity in communication, and help predict molecular behavior. While they require practice to master their usefulness in chemical analysis and research is undeniable, whether in academic studies, laboratory, research of industrial applications. Bandline drawings continue to be a vital part of understanding and representing organic molecules. That's all. Thank you. And by the way, I forgot to give you an example about a double bonds. So here is the example of double bonds. Example here, here. This is only a single bond because no other carbons are in here. Single bonds. If I put carbons here, this is what we call double bonds. And if I also put carbons here, here, and here, this is what we call triple bond. So now we all know. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.